The courtroom was already buzzing before the case even began. It wasn't normal tension. It was something different, a mix of anticipation and disbelief, like everyone present somehow knew they were about to witness something unforgettable. And at the center of it all was Karen Mitchell. She laughed not politely, not nervously, but loud, confident, and mocking. The kind of laugh that instantly fills a room with superiority. She leaned back in her chair like she owned the courtroom, not like someone standing trial in it. Her expression said everything. She wasn't worried, she wasn't nervous, she was entertained. To her, this wasn't a legal hearing, it was a performance, and she believed she was the star. Karen Mitchell was well known in her neighborhood, not in a good way. For nearly a decade, she had served as the head of the local homeowners association in Willow Creek Estates. But instead of building a peaceful community, she had turned it into something closer to a controlled system of punishment. Rules weren't guidelines under her leadership. They were weapons. Every small detail, from lawn height to holiday decorations, became a potential violation. And Karen enforced them with enthusiasm. People didn't question her, they avoided her. And over time, fear replaced community. The case that brought her into Judge Judy's courtroom seemed minor on paper, a dispute over landscaping. A neighbor, Lillian Cortez, had planted sunflowers in her own yard, beautiful, harmless sunflowers, but Karen claimed they violated HOA aesthetics. And so the fines began, first small, then larger, then repeated, until the total climbed into thousands of dollars. When Judge Judy entered the courtroom, everything changed instantly. The noise faded, the energy shifted. Even Karen, for a brief moment, sat up straighter. Not out of respect, but anticipation. She believed she understood this system. She believed she could control it like everything else. "Good morning, Your Honor," she said with a forced, polite smile, then added casually, "I hope we can finish quickly. I have another meeting today." It wasn't respect. It was dismissal disguised as politeness. Judge Judy didn't react. She never needed to. Her silence alone carried authority. She simply asked, "Tell me why we are here today." Karen leaned forward confidently. "This is a straightforward case," she began. "The defendant violated HOA rules despite multiple warnings and refuses to pay fines." Her tone was rehearsed, controlled, almost proud. She wasn't just presenting a case, she was presenting herself as the authority. Then it was Lillian's turn. She spoke quietly, carefully, almost as if she had spent years being trained to minimize her voice. "This has been going on for almost 3 years," she said. "I've paid over $8,000 in fines. Every time I fix one issue, another appears." Her words carried exhaustion more than anger, and for the first time, the courtroom shifted slightly. Even Judge Judy's expression sharpened. Something didn't feel balanced. But Karen didn't notice, or didn't care. She muttered under her breath, "Some people just don't respect rules." It was meant to be subtle, but it wasn't. Everyone heard it, including Judge Judy. As the hearing continued, Karen grew more confident. She interrupted. She corrected interpretations of HOA rules. She challenged explanations, and then came the laugh again, that same mocking sound, sharp, dismissive, disrespectful. It echoed through the courtroom like a warning sign no one could ignore. Judge Judy finally leaned forward slightly. "Mrs. Mitchell," she said calmly, "be careful with your words. It wasn't a threat, it was advice." But Karen misunderstood it completely. She smiled again and laughed. That was the moment everything shifted. What Karen didn't realize was that Judge Judy had already reviewed the background, the financial records, the HOA documentation, the complaint patterns, and what she saw wasn't a simple neighbor dispute. It was something structured, something repetitive, something intentional. But Karen kept talking. She defended her actions as protecting community standards. She claimed she was maintaining order. She even implied she was doing what others were too afraid to do. Her confidence wasn't just arrogance anymore, it was blindness. Judge Judy listened, quietly, paddily, almost letting Karen continue on purpose, because sometimes people expose themselves better than any questioning ever could, and Karen was doing exactly that. Then came the first real shift. Judge Judy asked about HOA financial records. Karen hesitated, just for a second, but it was enough. "Why is there a consistent transfer of funds from HOA accounts into a private account linked to your name?" Judge Judy asked. Karen blinked once, then twice. "That must be a mistake," she said quickly, but the tone was weaker now, less confident, more defensive. Judge Judy continued, "Year after year, same pattern, same account. same transactions labeled as maintenance reimbursements. Except the money never matched actual expenses, it matched something else entirely. Control disguised as accounting. Karen tried to recover. She claimed misunderstandings, she claimed clerical errors, she claimed miscommunication, but every explanation sounded weaker than the last. Because the evidence didn't require interpretation, it required explanation, and she didn't have one. Then Judge Judy delivered the turning point. "This isn't about HOA rules," she said. "This is about financial abuse hidden behind authority." The words landed heavily in the room. No one spoke, not even Karen. For the first time, she wasn't in control of the narrative. She was inside it, and it was collapsing. Her voice rose. She defended herself more aggressively now. She claimed responsibility for order in the neighborhood. She insisted she was protecting property values. But it no longer sounded convincing. It sounded desperate. Judge Judy leaned back slightly. Her tone shifted, colder, final. "You didn't protect the community," she said. "You controlled it." That sentence changed everything. Karen froze. For the first time, she looked uncertain, not angry, not mocking, uncertain, and then came the financial exposure. Payments linked to her personal account, funds labeled as HOA expenses but redirected elsewhere, years of patterns, thousands of dollars, all traceable, all documented. The courtroom reacted instantly, whispers, shock, disbelief. Karen's face began to lose color. Her confidence cracked, then fractured. She tried to speak, but her voice didn't hold. She claimed misunderstanding. She claimed innocence. But the room no longer believed her. Judge Judy closed the folder, calmly, deliberately, and then said the words that ended it all. "This court finds evidence of systematic misuse of HOA funds." Silence followed, heavy, final, unavoidable. Karen sat still. For the first time in years, she wasn't the one issuing consequences. She was receiving them. And in that moment, something inside her broke, not loudly, not dramatically, but completely, because arrogance had carried her for years. But truth doesn't argue, it reveals. And when it does, there's nowhere left to stand.